Get ready because what you're about to hear will absolutely blow your mind. Czechia, this small but mighty country in the heart of Europe, has reinvented itself more times than most countries have even changed their governments. Imagine a place where history isn't just something you read about in books, but something that's been lived, felt, and transformed decade after decade. From the rolling hills and ancient castles to the bustling streets of Prague, Czechia's story is one of resilience, reinvention, and relentless hope. Over the past century, this nation has weathered storms that would have broken many others, yet each time it's emerged stronger, prouder, and more determined to shape its own destiny. So buckle up, because we're about to take a whirlwind journey through 100 years of Czech history, a true story of survival, courage, and transformation. This is Czechia, a century through its people, 100 years in 100 seconds. Are you ready for a wild ride? From the days of Thomas Masaryk, the founding father, all the way to the vibrant modern Czechia of today. We're talking about a century packed with drama, hope, heartbreak, and triumph. Let's dive in and see how a nation can change its fate time and time again. Picture this. It's 1925. The world is still reeling from the aftermath of World War I, and in the heart of Europe, a brand new country is finding its feet. Thomas Masaryk, often called the wise grandpa of Czechoslovakia, stands at the helm. He's not just a politician, he's a philosopher, a visionary, and a symbol of hope for millions. Under his leadership, Czechoslovakia is a beacon of democracy and progress in a continent still scarred by war. The streets of Prague buzz with optimism, and the people believe in a future where freedom and justice are more than just words. Masaryk's vision is clear, a nation built on the values of education, tolerance, and unity. For a while, it seems like nothing can go wrong, but history, as we know, is rarely a straight line. Fast forward to 1938 and the world is on the brink of another catastrophe. The Munich Agreement, one of the most infamous deals in European history, slices Czechoslovakia apart without a single Czech voice at the table. Imagine the shock, the betrayal, as foreign powers decide the fate of a nation behind closed doors. By 1939, the nightmare becomes real. Nazi troops march into Prague and the country is plunged into darkness. Families are torn apart, freedoms are stripped away, and the dream of independence seems lost. Yet, even in these darkest days, the spirit of the Czech people refuses to be broken. 1945 arrives, and with it, the end of World War II. The streets of Prague erupt in celebration. Flags wave, people embrace, and hope flickers back to life. But the joy is short-lived. As the dust settles, a new shadow falls across the land. The Iron Curtain. The Soviet Union's influence grows, and the promise of freedom is once again under threat. The people of Czechoslovakia find themselves caught between the euphoria of liberation and the anxiety of what's to come. The world is changing fast, and the next chapter is about to begin. 1948 marks a turning point. In a swift and dramatic coup, the Communist Party seizes power. Overnight, the dreams of democracy are replaced by the harsh reality of authoritarian rule. Freedom, not so much. The government tightens its grip, dissent is silenced, and the once vibrant public life is replaced by fear and suspicion. Yet beneath the surface, the Czech spirit endures. People find ways to resist, to remember, and to hope for a better future, even when it seems impossibly far away. Then comes 1968, the Prague Spring. For a brief, shining moment, it feels like change is possible. Students, artists, and ordinary citizens flood the streets demanding reform, freedom, and a new beginning. The world watches as Czechoslovakia dares to dream again. But the dream is short-lived. Soviet tanks roll into Prague, crushing the movement and sending a chilling message. Hope can be dangerous. The images of that year, flowers in gun barrels, crowds facing down tanks, become symbols of both courage and heartbreak. The world is reminded that the fight for freedom is never easy. Fast forward to 1989 and the winds of change are blowing once more. The Velvet Revolution sweeps through the country, and this time, the people refuse to be silenced. Crowds fill Wenceslas Square, their voices rising in a chorus of hope and defiance. They jingle their keys, a simple, powerful symbol that the doors of the past are closing and a new era is about to begin. At the heart of it all is Václav Havel, a playwright and dissident who becomes the face of the revolution. In a stunning turn of events, communism crumbles, and Havel steps onto the world stage as president. It's a moment of pure triumph, a testament to the power of ordinary people to change the course of history. But the story doesn't end there. In 1993, Czechoslovakia faces another crossroads. This time, the split is peaceful, a rare and remarkable moment in a world often torn by conflict. The Velvet Divorce, as it's called, gives birth to two new nations. the Czech Republic and Slovakia. There are tears, of course, and a sense of loss, but also pride in the way it's handled. Czechia steps onto the world stage as an independent country, ready to chart its own course. The new millennium brings fresh opportunities. In 2004, Czechia joins the European Union, opening its doors to the world. Suddenly, a new passport stamp means more than just travel. It's a symbol of belonging, of hope, and of a future without borders. Young people dream bigger, businesses grow, and the country finds its place in a rapidly changing Europe. The challenges are real, but so are the possibilities. By the 2010s, Prague is buzzing with energy. The city becomes a tech hub where centuries-old architecture meets cutting-edge innovation. Imagine sipping world-famous Czech beer in a cafe while coding the next big app. Here, tradition and technology go hand in hand. Startups flourish, creativity thrives, and a new generation of Czechs is shaping the future in ways their grandparents could only dream of. The world is watching, and Czechia is ready to lead. Now as we look to 2025, Czechia stands tall, historic, resilient, and more united than ever. The skyline of Prague tells a story of survival and renewal, where every stone and spire whispers tales of the past. The people are proud, diverse, and forward-looking, ready to face whatever challenges the future may bring. From the cobblestone streets to the modern city centers, Czechia is a place where history and hope walk hand in hand. So, from Masaryk to Havel, from the dark days of occupation to the bright lights of the Velvet Revolution, from the split of a nation to the birth of a new identity, Czechia's journey is nothing short of epic. It's a story of courage, resilience, and the unbreakable will of a people who refuse to give up. And here's the best part, the story isn't over yet. Czechia continues to write its own history, one day at a time, proving to the world that no matter how many times you're knocked down, you can always rise again. The next chapter, it's waiting to be written.